So NITA, the bill, have you fine-tuned it now? Is it ready to be laid, or it's still,
we even yesterday we spent 5.5 hours with our 4 law firms, not just on the NITA bill, but on all the bills, and civil society. Not just there's a, I don't know if I have their permission to put out, but we engaged one of the leading think tanks in Ghana. I gave them everything we're going to cabinet with, and they did a 97-page review of the legislation. And we spent 5.5 hours with them yesterday, going through each one by one, because what they did was they raised all their issues. And then what I did yesterday was, okay, this is you, these are the lawyers who did it, these are my director generals, my technical people, and this is me. Issue 1, law 1, this is issue 1. They raised it, we addressed it, we showed them what the addressing is. And by the time we were done yesterday, I was accused of being too transparent as a government minister.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you want to share the name of this think tank?
IMANI Ghana.
IMANI, okay. IMANI Africa. They've got
IMANI Africa, sorry.
IMANI Africa. Okay.
And we had Franklin Cudjoe, we had
Selorm
Codjoe, we had Selorm Branttie, we had Sitsofe with us.
Okay.
And I'm extremely grateful to them. They did this work pro bono. They were very critical and very analytical. They raised issues. There were issues we agreed on. There were some I explained to them why their amendments could not be carried along in the bill, but generally we came to a consensus that we have the bills we looked at, the whole slew of 15. They basically said to us, this is fantastic. On one of them, for example, the emerging technologies bill, they had suggested we make it a framework, and by the time we met yesterday, the lawyers had actually turned it into a framework. Okay. But then the conversation then came up. So on that one, for example, I raised the issue there yesterday that the national AI strategy I passed has asked me to set up an AI council. But the emerging technologies framework talks about an emerging technologies council that oversees both AI, machine learning, and other things. So AI is a subset of emerging technologies. With the mandate from the national AI strategy, what then becomes of the emerging technologies council? So the lawyers are to sit back and come back to us with 3 scenarios of how we can marry. But on the NITA bill, largely, I mean, all the issues that have been raised, like I did in the stakeholder engagement, have been addressed. In fact, yesterday in the meeting, some of the lawyers thought that I was being too soft and that we should regulate everybody who operates in the space. And my argument is simple. We will regulate in an incremental manner. For now, the regulation and the mandatory regulation will be for individuals operating in the government ecosystem and in critical information infrastructure.
So soon you take it to Parliament, or it's still...
No, I'm not going to go to Cabinet.
You have to go Cabinet.
I'll go to Cabinet, AG, and then Parliament. Yeah.
Okay.